The gate was too quiet for what they had just done. My grandfather sat 3 rows away from me, hands folded, spine straight, eyes fixed on the empty runway beyond the glass. No luggage, no assistant, no family. Just a one-way ticket and the echo of celebration still ringing in my ears. An hour earlier, champagne corks had popped in his dining room. My parents laughed like thieves who'd already crossed the border. They toasted the house, the view, the legacy. They didn't toast him. I watched my mother wipe her lips with a linen napkin, careful not to smudge her smile. My father checked his watch, impatient. The deed transfer was already filed. The lawyers had already shaken hands. Everything clean, everything legal, everything stolen. "We'll get you settled," my father had said, voice warm, practiced. A lie that didn't even bother dressing itself properly. The drive to the airport was silent, not awkward, intentional. Like you go quiet at a funeral once the body is already in the ground. My grandfather didn't ask questions. That was the part that unsettled me most. At the curb, my mother leaned over and kissed his cheek. Too fast, too light, like touching something that might contaminate her. "Call us when you land," she said. He nodded. They didn't wait to see him inside. They drove away smiling. Now, at the gate, I finally sat beside him. The air smelled like disinfectant and burnt coffee. He didn't turn to look at me. "They think I don't understand," he said quietly. His voice was steady. No tremor, no self-pity. I swallowed. I'd been holding my breath for an hour. "They took everything," I said. He nodded once. "They think I had nothing left to take." That was when I felt it. Not sadness. Clarity. Growing up, I'd believed my parents were ambitious, driven, survivors. That lie had been easy to live with, comfortable, like a well-furnished room with a locked door you never open. But watching them abandon a man who built everything they owned, I saw the truth slip out between their smiles. They hadn't just taken his house. They'd been waiting for him to become inconvenient. I looked at my grandfather's hands, old, veined, still steady. "They celebrated," I said, "before bringing you here." "I know," he replied. "Your mother always pours too much when she thinks she's won." A pause. Then he finally looked at me. "They forgot something," he said. I leaned closer. "What?" He smiled. Not warm, not bitter, precise. "They forgot you." The boarding announcement crackled overhead. I felt something settle into place inside my chest. Heavy, calm, permanent. Whatever this was going to become, it wasn't going to be loud. He didn't wait for permission this time. "Talk," the CEO said. "Now." I let the silence bruise him. "You fired the wrong person," I said finally. "You should have read what you inherited." He exhaled sharply. Papers shuffled. I imagined him standing, pacing, trying to reclaim altitude. Men like him believe motion is authority. "The lawyer says the license predates the company," he said. "That can't be right." "It is," I replied, "because the company didn't exist when the core was written. I did." Another pause. "And she?" he asked. "She told us everything was internal." There it was, the fracture line. "She told you what you needed to hear," I said, "just like she told me." I remembered the night I found the access logs, her credentials opening branches she didn't build, her fingerprints on conversations she swore she'd never had, the way she'd said my name differently after the CEO arrived. Softer, like it belonged to someone else now. I never confronted her. I watched. I let her believe I was slow, grateful, replaceable. When the lawyer called later that afternoon, his voice was stripped of confidence. "She assigned company resources to modify licensed code without disclosure," he said. "If this goes public—" "It won't," I said. "You'll license it properly." The CEO called back an hour later. "How much?" he asked. "Enough to remind you," I said, "that worth isn't something you declare." He tried one last move. "You'll never work in this industry again," he said. I smiled. He still thought this was about employment. "I already am," I replied, "just not for you." By morning, the press release was drafted. Strategic partnership, founder-led innovation. My name returned to the architecture like it had never left. They didn't mention the affair. They didn't mention the breach. They didn't mention her. She texted me once. "You destroyed everything." I stared at the message, then deleted it. She had destroyed it the moment she chose proximity over principle, power over loyalty, him over truth. The company licenses my work now. Every deployment pings a server I control. Every update reminds them where the spine is buried. I didn't go back to the office. I didn't need to. Some victories are quieter when you leave the room before the applause starts. They thought I was worthless because they mistook silence for absence. But I was always there, under the code, inside the system, waiting for them to forget who built the door before they slammed it shut.